coming to report some sad news that we all know about so far. But our Tar Heels are pretty much, they're not done, but it's bad. They pretty much are done. I don't see them. First of all, to win a championship, they would have to win nine games or so, or something like that in a row, and we haven't done that all year. We haven't won. I don't even know if we did that last year. 9-game winning streak. We may have had a 9-game winning streak, but not recently in my memory. So, but yesterday's game was a good one, but it was pretty much a repeat of the first game. I think the first game score was 63-57, and this game was 62-57. So it was almost the same exact type of game, back and forth. Shots just wasn't falling for UNC. Filipowski was very aggressive down low, and like I think I saw one person say, and I believe this to be true, but when Filipowski got down low with 2 or 3 Tar Heels on him and he dunked the ball on them, that from that point on it was like they were ready to play. It definitely was heartbreaking in a way, because that hurt us, because we really needed that win. So I'll give a shout out to Duke. I told a coworker that I was going to make this video. He's a big Duke fan, so Quentin at work. I guess I'm sure he'll be talking to me tomorrow, along with some other Duke fans at the school that I work at. But but yeah, it was definitely a game that I thought we were going to win. I really was confident, but because I wanted to believe that with the stakes that were there, that they would come to play. They'd bring the emotion, but they didn't. They played like they normally did. And if you think about it, they played like this for the past 2 years, and pretty much when Roy was there too. So it's not like this team really had this type of fight in them. They are who we thought they are. They just got last year. I mean, I know I'm a realist fan. They got lucky and they got hot, and they won when they had to. Can't take nothing away from it, because that's actually, in my opinion, a little bit harder than winning all year long and just being the best. Like, you had to actually have pressure. So still was a hard thing to do. Not most teams can do that. But I think we just got hot. I think we got hot at the right time last year, like we all know happened. This year, everybody was expecting that to happen, because we had everybody come back. And at first, I didn't want to believe some of the talk on the message boards that I'm on and stuff about Brady Manick was the glue that held everything together and all that stuff, and that without him we're nothing, because I just didn't want to think that one player like that held that much to a team, because it looked like they were all together, and they meshed well. Yeah, and Manick played well towards the end, but like he wasn't a starter, if I remember, in the beginning. Like, he worked his way in. I think there was an injury that happened. I think maybe it was Puff's injury, maybe or somebody's injury, and he got to come in and play, and he proved it, or the lineup changed or something, and he earned his spot, and he definitely was one of the players that was there. But I just didn't think I didn't think that he held that much weight on the team, but apparently it's proven that he did. So I mean, I definitely love Brady Manning as a player, but I just didn't think that it was. I didn't think one player could change that much. Okay, but so they are who we thought they are. I mean, now they're back definitely against the wall. They got at least one game in the ACC tournament as a 7 seed. I mean, it's now or never now. They just got to move forward, start playing. But at this point, I don't really see it happening. My hopes are not high. I'm going to go ahead and cut my losses and, call it a washed-up season. Do I think Baycock will come back? I do. I think Baycock will come back and use this COVID year. Caleb Love, I feel like personally he probably should come back, but I feel like he might try to go anyway. But I don't see how his draft status has improved whatsoever. In my opinion, I feel like it probably dropped. I think he's a second rounder at best. But that's just my opinion. And RJ Davis, I didn't feel like he would be going this year anyway because, like I mentioned before in other episodes, that I think he's an undersized guard. He probably will get drafted, maybe. But I don't think that he's not he's a dime a dozen. You can find all of them. He's definitely not a first rounder. Leaky Black's definitely gone, and so is Pete Nance. So that's two spots that we have to fill. So we could have the core guys back again, the top three, to come back and try to win, but we'll see. I feel like they will though. So let's get into the Duke North Carolina game. So the score, like mentioned earlier, was 62-57 Duke. One thing that I knew that we had to work on from last game was the rebounding and try to out-rebound. But if my research proves me to be right, I think it was even on rebounds, 39-39. So like we both crashed the boards. I think in the beginning we went to Baycock, and then we went away from Baycock. Filipowski had 13 rebounds, so he was the one snagging a lot of their boards. And then Proctor played good. He was another one that kind of stepped up big for them that we didn't really have an answer for. He was driving, getting to the hoop, making good shots, passes. He had 13 points, 3 assists. Then Lively, he only had 2 points, 3 blocks, so that's 5 blocks less than he had last game. And he had 6 rebounds, so I guess you can say we contained him a little bit. Duke shot 37.9% from the field. We shot 30.4%, so they only shot 7.5%, a little bit better than us. This is the key factor right here. 3-point, they shot 30.8%, and we shot 21.7%. They were 4 for 13. We were 5 for 23. Free throws, they were 77.8 with 14 of 18. And we were 85.7 free throw with 18 of 21. So free throws and fouls and stuff were about even. The 3-point game is where we lost it. I felt like we wasn't really relying on it, and we were going to Baycock and trying to get it down low and penetrating, and then we just completely went away. I remember at one point I saw a stat pop up. We were like 2 for 16 at 3 or something like that, and we were still firing up threes. And like at that point, when do you not realize that like they're not falling today? We need to go back to our bread and butter and go down low. Like that blows my mind, because like even my team that I coached, my middle school team, which is definitely on a way below level, did the same thing. Like we would just fire up threes, and we didn't need to. We would be like 3 of 18. Like we don't need to be doing that. So why don't we just go back to our bread and butter? That's one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to basketball. Is just relying on the 3 and not realizing when it's time to go away from the 3. So Baycock had 17 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 blocks. So he had a normal game for Baycock. Davis had 17 points, 3 assists. He was 3 for 5 for 3. So he wasn't too bad from the threes. This is where it gets crazy. Caleb Love was 11 points, 3 assists. He was 0 for 6 from the 3. 0 for 6, and he was one making shots towards the end of the game. Why are we firing up 3-pointers, Caleb? Why are we doing that? Like we were there in the game, and we're making bad shot choices, which has been the problem all year long. So I don't get it. I know you want to be the hero, but like again, when do you realize that like you're not on that day? So Leaky Black had 8 points, 9 not 8 rebounds, 9 points. He also was 1 for 7 for 3. The reason why he was 1 for 7 is because they were letting Leaky shoot. Their defense was pretty much, we're going to kind of guard everybody else. We're going to leave Leaky open and let him shoot because he was one of the worst 3-point shooters on our squad. So, yeah, they were going to live. They're going to see if they're going to make Leaky Black beat them at the 3. 1 for 7. So between him and Caleb, they were 1 for 13. That's them two right there. So that's a lot of threes that we're missing that we don't need to be taking. Pete Nance had a typical game that he did last time against Duke. He had 3 points, 4 rebounds. He was 1 for 3 from the 3. So he only shot 3 and realized, hey, I'm not gonna make it. So it's very disappointing to see us be labeled as the worst preseason number 1 team to ever come about, because they're definitely better than that. A lot of Hubert Davis is taking a lot of heat. A lot of people blame it on him, and it's not on him. I'm not gonna. I would say, I think I made a post somewhere earlier. I think it's 70-30, 70% the players, 30% Hubert Davis. That's what I would go. I maybe would drop to 60-40, but it's not all, and the majority of it is not Hubert Davis. You got to remember, these are not his players. They played like this with Roy when he retired. So Roy retired with them. Hubert came with them. They played the same way, hit a hot streak, and just got some heat, got some fire up under them. And then the next season played just like they did with the season when Roy retired. So they, like I mentioned earlier, they are who you thought they are. So, but we'll be back. We got a good recruiting class coming up. It's still not over. There is still a chance, but we got to win on Wednesday, I believe, is when we play. So we got to win Wednesday. If we lose, it's definitely over. Season's over. Boom. We may play in the NIT, but if I was them and they got an invite to the NIT, I wouldn't even play. I would just say the season's over because they haven't put any effort. So why go put in effort in the NIT on a tournament that you don't really probably want to be in? So if they're not going to put effort to win, to make it to the NCAA tournament and play in March Madness and all that good stuff, why would they put the effort in to go play in the NIT? So I wouldn't even waste your time. But I would say if you could, I don't know if there's any rules, I would start practice for next year. And have the senior people, if they want to come practice, let them come practice, whatever. But I would have those guys practicing if you can possibly do that. But that's just me. I'm going to move on to the next little topic for a second. Ja Morant. This dude, I think he's got suspended for they said at least 2 games. So maybe there may be more games coming from the things that's going on with him bringing a gun out on his Instagram Live, I believe, which is, dude, why are we doing this? You make millions of dollars. You're a role model for so many kids out there, and you're out there waving guns on Instagram. Like, these kids see you do it, they're gonna do it. Also, this comes after you've already been in the news in the media the past few days about the whole beating up the 17-year-old and bringing a gun and bringing 9 guys. Supposedly his mom got in an argument with an employee at a shoe store. I think it was Foot Locker for something like that, maybe. And apparently she called Ja, and he got his entourage and crew and his gun, went up there, tried to fight this guy, and maybe made the comment something along the lines of wait until he gets off work, or let me find out what time he gets off, or something like that. So, like, first of all, why are we fighting 17-year-olds and we're bringing 9 guys to fight and a gun? That's the problem right there. But again, you're going to throw all this away over a shoe store employee at a mall. You have millions of dollars. Again, you just got a shoe deal. Like, you got good things coming for you, and you're trying to you're out there acting a fool. I mean, it's just crazy. There's so many people out there that would give their right arm to be in that position to play basketball for a living and make millions of dollars and be one of the best out there. And some people are just going to throw it away. Hopefully this will change his heart, get him back on the right direction, because I like Ja. Up until this stuff right here, he's definitely a good player. He's from South Carolina, where I'm from. So I want to see him doing well, but he can't be doing stuff like that. All right, next topic, the Panthers. There's some serious talk that the Panthers are trying to trade up to the number 1 spot. They're trying to get the QB, the one from the combine. The one they're looking at now is Florida's Anthony Richardson. From what I see, there's a lot of comparison to him and Cam Newton as far as like size, speed, and he's pretty much, I think, a little bit better than Cam in all those categories. Look bigger and things like that. So, and he had a pretty good pass yesterday, dropping dimes down the field in front of all those people. So, and he definitely looks like a bigger style quarterback. I do like that in today's game, especially if he's going to be a runner. And if it looks like, I feel like that's the direction the Panthers want anyway. They want to run. They're going after a quarterback like Cam. I think they're trying to replace Cam with someone else to get the crowd back to like that player, because they see Cam inside that player, because they know how much the fans love Cam Newton. So I do think a little bit that's what they're doing. But to trade up for a quarterback, maybe. Also, there's also rumors about getting Derek Carr, or Aaron Rodgers is even in the talks and things like that. So, like, I don't understand the logic, because if you're going to go after Carr and Rodgers, why trade up? So, I don't think there's no way both could happen where we can get Aaron Rodgers or Derek Carr and then the number 1 pick. I don't see those two things happening at the same time, because I feel like our pick that we would trade for the first pick would be dealt with the Aaron Rodgers trade or Derek Carr trade. I'd rather have Aaron Rodgers than Carr. I feel like Carr is Sam Darnold, the same person. They have good games, bad games. When you think they're going to do bad, they do good. When you think they're going to do good, they play bad. So they're up and down. So I don't know where they are, but it seems like they're making moves and they want to make moves, and Frank Reich's trying to go in the right direction, and he's being aggressive. So I like this. I like seeing that as far as that goes. So, but that's it for today. So again, I give Duke all their props. They swept us this year. Coach Shire did a good job against us by himself. I think they were undefeated at home this year, so I'll give Duke their flowers. I'm a realist when it comes to things, so I wouldn't sit there. But I feel like we're a better team when we play, but Shire had young players and did better with them, so I can't really knock them for that. So good job, Duke. Get your brags in now, get your shots in, but we'll be back at it next year. So that's it for now. And remember, once again, like last video, I had some technical difficulties, but I want you to also please like and subscribe to my channel, and please check out at the end of this video all my social media platforms. Please check me out on all of them, and let's go from there. So please like and subscribe, and I'll see you later.